good morning to everyone in Portugal, and good afternoon to everyone in China. And thank you all for attending today's webinar. In particular, I would like to thank Tencent Group and each of the speakers which I'll present, or who I'll present individually at a later stage. To Luís Araújo, President of Visit Portugal and of the European Travel Commission, also a big thanks. And also to NEST, Center of Innovation for Tourism, who has provided us with a valuable help in setting up and organizing this webinar from the beginning. Thank you also for that. I am Tiago Brito. I am the Director of Visit Portugal in the People's Republic of China, and I'll be the moderator for today's webinar. Before we begin, I would like to state that this webinar is going to be recorded. With the prior authorization of each of the speakers, the presentations you'll see today may also be shared. This webinar is intended to have a duration of approximately 70 minutes. It is also available via live streaming, and my colleagues Angelina and Jolene, they will place the link on the chat box. If you'd like to recommend to this webinar to any of your business contacts, they can attend it live now, even if they cannot come in through the Teams, through the platform Teams. There shall not be a time for Q&A. However, if you have any questions, you may address them through the live chat, and we shall try to reply to them after the webinar or as briefly as possible. Today's webinar is called Digitalization of Tourism Business in the Hospitality of Chinese Guests. The main objectives of this webinar are to present the digital ecosystem of Tencent Holdings in its marketing application for tourism industry, to present Wechat as a platform of communication, social media, and as a tourism resource tool, to introduce Wechat Pay as a digital payments utility, and much more, to emphasize the importance of Wechat mini programs as a B2C tool for tourism stakeholders, and the integration of Tencent's tax refund program in businesses. We will also showcase several successful case studies where a high level of digital integration has improved institutions and companies on the overall value chain and self-promotion. Without further delay, I would like to invite the President of Turismo de Portugal, Visit Portugal, and also of the European Travel Commission to deliver his keynote speech and to share with us his welcoming remarks. Luís, this online floor is yours, and thank you again for joining and for participating.
Thank you so much, Tiago. Wonderful to be here, and wonderful to see you, even if it's virtually. Dear Tencent co-speakers, dear tourism stakeholders, either in China or in Portugal, good morning, and thank you for being here. In the name of Visit Portugal, I want to share my warm compliments to the whole Tencent Holdings Group, in particular to the culture and tourism and to the cloud business clusters. Thank you for accepting this challenge, and especially for sharing your insights with us about Tencent's ecosystem today. It is a privilege to be hosting this event with you, such an important global company, and with whom we've had a chance to cooperate very recently. I would like to mention two examples of a very successful cooperation. The first virtual trade show ever to be organized by Visit Portugal was precisely in China in October 2020. And we have used Tencent Cloud Conference Platform as the supporting technology for the whole activity. It was a huge success, and I think all the participants from China and Portugal provided very positive feedback, so thank you for that. Also, last year, we've developed an e-learning platform called the Travel Specialist, aimed to improve the knowledge about Portugal and in several regions as a tourism destination for our travel trade partners. It was designed as a B2B tool. However, besides a browser version, we have also made it available for mobile devices as a Wechat mini program, which is a tool that you'll be hearing more during this webinar, and also about the advantages of it as a B2C business tool. China as a tourism source market is very important for Visit Portugal, for its dimension, its growth potential, the differences it represents in the demand compared to other source markets, for instance, in terms of seasonality of demand. It is a market that can also help us to widen the overall demand throughout non-summer months, not only but during Chinese festival holiday periods, Chinese New Year, which usually falls in January or February, Labor Day, May holidays, or even during the October Golden Week. In 2019, which was the record year for tourism in Portugal, where we had 27 million guests, we had 400,000 Chinese, 600,000 overnight stays, more than 200 million euros of receipts. And we want to improve these numbers. And to improve, we need to make a global and joint effort to position Portugal even more as a Chinese-ready destination. The perception of our country worldwide as a peaceful, safe, welcoming country with very friendly people is not a difference in China. Chinese guests are no exception to this. However, we still have room for improvement, as you've seen by the numbers on the business side, both from public and private sectors. But we can do this step by step, providing some amenities that may help to improve the whole hospitality experience. Should be a common goal, especially for the Chinese market. Why is this webinar so important? Well, besides sustainability and training of tourism professionals, digitalization of business is one of the pillars of our strategy for 2027, the strategy we have implemented and are implementing until 2027. And some of the topics that we will discuss here by our dear speakers are precisely a very good fit to our global strategy in this sense. In terms of digitalization of business, making Chinese digital payment tools widely available in Portugal is crucial. It shall smoothen the overall traveler and consumer experience and will incentivize more broader interest, access to more products and services, and of course, increase spending. That's our main goal. The Wechat mini programs as a digital marketing tool can be a great commercial vehicle that stakeholders can develop in order to reach consumers more easily. Furthermore, and as Tiago mentioned, the possibility of linking the digital payment tools and the mini program with the Tencent tax refund program, which is a wonderful program and opportunity, is also something that our company, especially in Portugal, and especially in the luxury and retail segments, should look into. The combination of digitalization capabilities and the big data output that we can get from there and we can process from there can turn this into management relevant data, which will help our companies to make decisions to achieve a higher level of efficiency, better time management, but most important, having premium information about our customers and guests, their habits, their choice of accommodation or spending, etc. Some of these features go hand in hand with sustainability as well. Just an example, purchasing a ticket online will reduce queues, will give us more time for guests to see, to buy, and to do other things. There are only advantages in these kind of procedures and this kind of processes. Digitalization of business needs to be a priority, and this applies particularly when it comes to the Chinese market. For those who follow us today and who are with us today and who decide to take these steps will surely have a much higher chance of success in reaping the benefits in the future, and so will Portugal. A lot of European competitors are doing it already. We have to try our best to position ourselves as well as possible and to be, once again, more competitive and, most important, much more sustainable than any other destination. So once again, thank you to the dear co-speakers from Tencent. Thank you once again. And to everyone for your time, and hope you may find this webinar and opportunity very interesting. And thank you, Tiago, and all the team for organizing this too. Thank you so much. And back to you, Tiago. You're mute. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
No one has still said this during this webinar.
Thank you again, dear Luis, for your valuable insights, and especially for reinforcing the idea that this effort needs to be broad and needs to be global and involving all the actors in public and private sectors if we want to improve Portugal, or the perception of Portugal as a more and more Chinese-ready destination. And we thank you for taking your precious time to join us today and to show also your respect for our co-speakers and for Tencent Group. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Now I would like to introduce, to present our next speaker. Her name is Xu Hui, Heather Xu, and she is the Business Development Director at Tencent Culture and Tourism Business Cluster. In the end of April, Tencent Culture and Tourism was very kind to invite Visit Portugal to their HQ in Beijing, and some of the information that will be shared with us today was also presented on that occasion. And we've had talks for a long time with Tencent, who are already a partner for a long time. Heather shall start precisely by making Tencent Group's introduction. So dear Heather, please kindly share your screen with us, and you are welcome to start your presentation. And on a personal note, thank you also for all your efforts in helping us setting up this webinar. Your help was extraordinarily invaluable, and I really appreciate it. So please start whenever you may.
Okay, thank you, Tiago. Hello, everyone. Just wait a moment. Let me share my point. Okay, found it. Hello, everyone. I'm Heather, and I am honored to take this opportunity to introduce Tencent to everyone. First, I'd like to introduce about Tencent. Our company founded in 1998. Tencent used technology to enrich the lives of Internet users. Our company is the most influential Internet company of Asia, and we are also the #4 largest globally. In China, over 55% Internet users' time belongs to Tencent products. The leading products like Wechat, QQ, Tencent Video, Tencent News are the most popular applications on both PC and mobile devices. Our company's vision and mission, a value for users, teach for good. User value is our guiding principle. We strive to incorporate social responsibility into our products and services. Promote technology innovation and cultural vitality, help industries in digitally upgrade, collaborate for the sustainable development of the society. And as shown in the picture, introduced the development of Tencent. Tencent was established in 1998 and listed on Hong Kong Stock Exchange in 2004. And in 2011, Wechat is launched. And in 2013, Tencent launched Wechat Pay. Wechat mini programs are launched in 2017. This year, a sustainable social value organization is established. Our company surpassed a market value of US 500 billion in 2018. So our company becomes the first Asian technology company to cross this valuation mark. So after 23 years of development, Tencent becomes one of the top 5 internet companies by market value. At the same time, Tencent has also won many honors, just as the picture shows for us. So this part shows us the management team. This part introduces the core members of Tencent. Among them, I'd like to introduce our CEO, Pauline Ma, who is the co-founder and the chairman of the board. He has been leading the company development, overall direction, and management of Tencent. The next part, Tencent structure. Tencent has 6 major business groups. TEG, it means Technology and Engineering Group. So it's responsible for supporting the company and its business groups on technology and operational platforms, as well as the construction and operation of R&D management and data centers. So TEG provides users with a full range of customer services. WXG, Wechat Group. In China, we call it Weixin. It's responsible for the construction and operation of the Wechat ecosystem and leveraging Wechat's open platform such as official accounts, mini programs, Wechat Pay, WeCom, and search function. WXG provides solutions and connectivity for intelligent upgrades across all industries. IEG, it's responsible for the I&D operation and development of the company's interactive entertainment business, including games and esports. Through online gaming, live broadcast, and offline esports, IEG assists the company in leading the global interactive entertainment market to create better interactive entertainment content experiences for users. PCG, Platform Content Group. It is responsible for the company's internet platform and the integrated development of the content and cultural ecosystem. PCG integrates social platforms such as QQ and Qzone with traffic platforms such as Tencent's App Store and Brothers, as well as content platforms including news, videos, sports, live broadcasts, and movies to develop a better growth environment for Tencent content ecosystem. The next, CSIG, it means Cloud and Smart Industries Group. It is responsible for promoting the company's cloud and industry internet strategy. CSIG explores the interactions between users and industry to create innovative solutions for smart industries like technological advancement such as cloud, AI, and network security. CDG, Corporate Development Group, as a platform for the company's new business incubation and new business exploration. CDG is responsible for promoting development and innovation for important areas such as financial technology and advertising, as well as marketing services, including payment and financial applications. Connecting people is the core of what we do. So we develop and provide a wide range of easy-to-use instant messaging and social networks. Our innovations make communication and sharing more convenient, lively, and personal, enriching the lives of our users. So today I want to introduce 2 social products, Wechat and QQ. Wechat, I believe many people have heard of it or even used it. In China, we call it Weixin. Wechat launched in 2011. It has been enhancing the lives of hundreds of millions of users with its features. The most widely used Chinese communications and social platform integrates instant messaging and social entertainment, bringing a mobile digital lifestyle on an easy-to-use app. Users get to engage in real-time communications via free text and multimedia messages, make video or voice calls, or share photos on their moments. Continuously evolving to address users' needs, Wechat also offers the official accounts for individuals and enterprises to share original content and provide services on Wechat's open platform. So now Wechat had more than 1.2 billion monthly active users as of March 2020. Yeah. It has evolved into a connector and open platform across industries, connecting users with one another, with smart devices, and with business services. The next, QQ. QQ launched by Tencent in February 1999. QQ is an instant messaging and social platform for PC and mobile users. QQ supports online chat, video, and voice calls, point-to-point file transfer, QQ Mail, and many other features. The platform continues to innovate and introduce new features that meet the needs of young users. QQ now has more than 768 million monthly active user accounts on smart devices as of March 2020. Digital content. On the principle of connecting everything, Tencent continues to explore a range of diverse, integrated social environment offerings that look towards to the future, building upon high-quality content and driven by our technological innovations. We continue to explore the next generation of social and content integration. At the same time, we are firmly aware of the importance of copyright and IP to the protection of creative industries. At present, our digital content products include online games, video, live streaming, news, music, literature. The next part, games. Tencent Games was founded in 2003 to focus on online games. We have four major game studios groups, such as Timmy Studios, Lightspeed and Quantum Studios, Morphan Studio groups, and Aurora Studio, so which showcasing Tencent's development capabilities. We continue launch new games for PC, mobile, and multi-channels. The next part, cloud and smart industries. Tencent Cloud provides industry-leading cloud products and services to organizations and enterprises across the world. It provides holistic smart enterprise solutions for industries including financial services, education, healthcare, industry, transport, energy, and radio and television. Tencent Cloud has established a leading position in e-commerce, video, and offline to online services in the internet industry. Many of Chinese leading internet companies have chosen Tencent as their cloud service provider to upgrade digitally. Through cross-industry investments, Tencent enriches both online and offline user experiences. Tencent will continue to expand offerings in various products and services in the future. So as shown in the picture, they are the company invested by Tencent. So at the same time of corporate development, we also attach great importance to social responsibility. The Tencent Charity Foundation was founded in June 2007. It represents Tencent's communication. It represents Tencent's commitment to support charities through the donation of a portion of yearly profits. Tencent has donated RMB 4.3 billion to the Tencent Foundation as of the end of 2019, while Tencent employees has donated RMB 69 million to the organization since its establishment. In addition, we also promote innovation, so we established the Explorer Prize. The Explorer Prize, officially launched in January 2019, is a new public welfare project initiated by Tencent partnership with leading scientists. It focuses on promoting fundamental science and cutting-edge core technology in society by direct funding to young scientists to achieve breakthroughs. So on November 2nd, 2019, 50 scientists received the Explorer Prize Awards in Beijing. So that's my part. That's all. Thank you. Thank you, Tiago.
Thank you so much, dear Heather, for introducing us Tencent Group in such a comprehensive way and to give us an idea of all the business clusters that Tencent currently has available and the multiple possibilities of cooperation together with the group. So thank you again for your help and for your insights. So now I would like to invite Elsa Lee, who is the Business Director of Tencent Culture and Tourism Section and Tencent Cloud, to deliver her keynote speech and who shall present us the Wechat app and mini programs as marketing tools for tourism. Dear Elsa, I would like also to thank you for all the support you have given us from the beginning in order to organize this webinar, to set it up. So please feel free to share your presentation and your screen, and whenever you want me to play the video, I can do it from my side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hello all. My name is Elsa. It's my honor to be here from Tencent to attend this sharing session. So Heather has already explained what is Wechat. But before my speech, so I would still like to share a short video to let you know what is Wechat. So Tiago, can you help me to play the videos firstly?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, share my screen and the program.
Can you see my slideshow?
Oh, okay. We can. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay. Thank you. Thank you to watching the videos. The videos just record the 10 years footprint of Tencent in China market. Now Wechat built a communication tools for the mobile. It is has been mainstream social medias and leading China's internet service provider. So it's we all know it's leveraging the China market. So recently, hundreds of millions of users use Wechat every day, with top internet applications which count for 42% of total internet traffic in China. So Wechat provides service capacities to Chinese people, let them enjoy chatting, online video, live streaming, transactions, net call, even commercial business, or even entertainment for everyone in China and used every day. And mini program is a part function of the application modules integrated in the Wechat. It is more like a website on the desktop or laptop. It is external windows that interact to the client users. Mini program is widely used in common business publicity, government windows, variety product introduction, information sharing, information notifications. Besides, it can be used in commercial use like ticket booking, table booking, in restaurant, even rooms booking in hotels. So today, I will mainly introduce mini program using in tourism sectors. The mini program divided into front-end and back-end. Front-end is for travel guide to the client page. The back-end is for administration and business owner setup, like system configuration. Front-end shows all the surrounding related to the tourism section. Its key features like navigation, since Tencent have its maps, so we can use navigation to guide the route, and some recommendations, the local attractions, some recommendations like, and the route plan, and you can use the mini program to maybe design your route and planning your itineraries, and the translations, and all the local translations, the bus or the trains or the taxi information can be found in the mini programs. And the local coupons. The local coupons is mainly for the commercial business. So like you can have the restaurant discount and some hotel the benefits or some theater tickets. Then we can have all kinds of informations. So I will have explain more details at following slide shows. So the advantage of the key advantage of the mini program is the system is integrated to the Wechat. No need to download. The login is simple and easy to operate. So the Chinese people is very easy to operate the mini programs. Sorry. Yeah. Here shares with you some other countries' pages on mini programs for your reference. Travel guide in mini programs meets preference for Chinese clients. It helps them explore the destination and plan their journey by themselves. So it's very simple enough for operation and schedule itinerary with different by itself design. So it's differentiations for the client use. The mini program backend is mainly for system configuration and setup, like inbuilt template and icon, some page layout or page design, pictures, documentations, materials, upload. Also manage points of interest, include attraction, public facilities, local events, recommendations, and all event announcements can be set up at backend. So for more information input, so we can get more comprehensive information at front end. So the backend is more important for the system configurations. Here are some short screen for configuration screen at backend. The left pictures is templates and customized menus in mini program, and right side pictures is user behaviors analytics. And this data can be acquired by all users tracking in mini program, like which pages they stay longer or which picture or videos they have been liked more than times. Yeah. With front-end and background supportive, we can see that travel guide of mini program is smart travel assistant to overseas destinations, a one-stop service to satisfy with all requirements during travel. So for general speaking, it has a life cycle to cover pre-travel, in-travel, and after-travel, breaks through the traditional tour, the depth of the connection area, synaptic area, peripheral business circle and tourist, aggregation food, accommodation, travel, transportation, shopping, entertainment, and surrounding public service of all kinds of information trip. The embassy for help, intelligent translation, and so on varieties functions and avoid outbound travel may meet difficulties. Outbound travel has never been so convenient. So here is some detailed functionalities for the function examples for your review. The scenario space spots information listing in the pages of the mini program. We can see different buttons to represent the different modules. The information board with display, you can drill down to deeper levels of details. The general pages is country information, and here right side is detail region card to the city, area, or some detailed scenic spots or countries. And here is planning the routes. Planning routes, you can select your interesting route. You can set up recommendation route by mini program. The route details some scenic spots to help you to plan your interesting itineraries. So here is the different pictures to see the different contents. The travel tips part buttons, you can use search functions to query the scenic attractions and filter according to the featured text. The informations for some details also like the operating time, telephone number to maybe call the owner, the navigation address. It is easy to help to define the accurate information and let you to do the complete work before travel. The inquiry card modules, the mini program can also help to create the inquiry card to make it easy to ask destinations to local residents. So it's easy to show maybe the name card to the residents to let them more clear about the accurate address. Here is the local event notify modules. The event notification or the local festival listing in the page, and it can be defined according to the date during your travel to help you increase the fun of travel. So like you can enjoy some local, maybe cultural customers festival, and you can maybe buy the ticket to go to the theater to see the famous opera or some theater, the museum. The function of tourist guide for the travel strategy, it can be get all the essential questions to have throughout before departures. So you can maybe acquire all the information before you arrive to the country to know all the details before your travel, some preparation before your trip, and some notice, some alert or warning information. And this can be all you can get from the mini programs. And here list with hotel informations, because once you come to the strange countries, the hotel information is more priorities, like the mini program can list all the famous hotel, the different star of hotel, how about the features of the hotel, and also what is the price of hotels, like the clients to know more about the hotel and the features in the countries. You can also maybe call the hotel directly to make reservation. So it is easier to help you to maybe find your preference hotel and maybe good view during your stay. And the restaurant information, here is the buttons for the restaurant recommendations. Once you come to the foreign countries, so you would like to find some special features or special recommendations at the place. So this maybe module will help you to know more about the restaurant information. Also, you can have some discount information, or coupon can be maybe upload once you come to the restaurant. You can use the discount during your come to the restaurant. In travel, since Tencent has its maps functionalities, so you will now need to maybe download Google or other maps during your trip. So the mini program can help you to navigate the road with directly. So the smart online interpret and translations. Tencent can support 17 languages, so we can do the real-time translations, and some embassy courses are also online to help you to process the emergency things. So it's very maybe convenient for you to go to the outboard. So before travel, in travel, after you maybe visit to go outside, once you come back to China, you can also use after travel functions you can leave comments on the site page to give your opinion and your experience to other maybe guests, to let them know more about the visitor and some notice things. And also some pictures of famous scenic spots can be used to generate posts. Or e-card to share in the Wechat, so let more people to know about the place and help to spread the pictures to the world. So many functions omitted at this maybe slide shows. So at least I would like to see that we all expect the epidemic can be over soon, and more Chinese people can go to abroad to go sightseeing to Portugal. To enjoy the beautiful scenic and open up the world maybe sooner or later. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Elsa, and also for your wishes. I think we all agree that we all miss global travel, and I know, and because I speak from experience of dealing with the Chinese travel trade partners, and also with the general consumers, potential interested parties in going to Portugal, and everyone is on board with that desire. So thank you for sharing with us these examples of mini programs and its multiple possibilities of applications. We hope that it helped all the stakeholders to understand the full potential of Wechat mini program, depending on their business clusters, and that it can be a really interesting vehicle to reach customers in a premium channel. So without further ado, I would also like to invite Quina Leo Ping, who is the Senior Regional Manager of Wechat Pay in Europe, Middle East and Africa, and Quina is based in the UK. Quina shall introduce us the Wechat Pay digital payment tool. Thank you also for joining our webinar, Quina, and you may start delivering your keynote speech. I will share the presentation from my side, so whenever you need me to change slides, just please let me know, and thank you again.
Sure, thank you, Diego, thank you.
Shall I start with the video or with the presentation?
Please, the presentation first.
Okay.
Thank you.
Should be this one.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That's good. Yes, please. Thank you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you again. So first of all, thank you, Visitor Portugal, and also Tiago as well for the invitation. And also nice to meet you all as well. My name is Queen Liu, a Senior Regional Manager of Wechat Pay in EMEA. It's really my great pleasure to be here to representing our team to introduce you Wechat Pay as well. So 2020 until now has been a really challenging year for all the business, especially the travel industry. Until recent, visit numbers from China were on the rise, with a record of almost nearly 6 million trips were made from China to Europe in 2019. However, the shopping as one of the top activities, well, the pandemic has temporarily sort of put them on hold. As the world's fastest growing consumer market and also the only major global business to grow last year, China offers enormous potential of the business. So we have a faster growing middle class of 400 million people economically, and also very strong spending power and a taste of good quality international goods. The Chinese consumers are increasingly going online to interact with European brand. And also we do see the sparkle for the greater demanding and also desire to visit Europe again for the good quality goods as well. So over the next 15 minutes, I will demonstrate to you how to leverage the power of WeChat ecosystem, which my colleague has mentioned before, and also WeChat Pay to capture the opportunities of digital savvy Chinese consumers. So to the next page, please. Tiago, thank you. Thank you.
Next page.
Next
Again.
page, yes, please. Yeah. Sorry, it's a bit of a menu.
Very sorry.
All right. Okay. Sorry, is that skip to the? Oh, okay. Sorry, Diego. Did you see the content, the 4 parts of it? The page 2.
Page 2. This one?
Yes, please. Thank you very much. So for today's presentation, it will be mainly 4 parts. The first part, I will give you a glimpse of WeChat payment landscape and also the WeChat Pay EMEA missions and also partnership models. For example, if you want to enable WeChat Pay, and also the marketing capabilities for WeChat Pay. If you enable WeChat Pay, what's the sort of the benefits out there for you guys to leverage it? And at the end, I will give you good case studies. So let's dive into the first chart, China mobile payments, because for the business, I often get why the WeChat Pay, why China is such a, the mobile payment such a high penetration compared to others. Tiago, if we could go to the next page, I will show you some statistics. Yes, please, thank you.
This one?
So in China, pardon, sorry, the previous ones. Yes, please, thank you very much. In China by now, there is over 1.2 billion Chinese people now using internet, and also over 1 billion people on the mobile device. And it's almost nearly 100% of the country's total internet user basis. This is a huge sort of, internet users. This is actually accelerated the mobile payments. If you look at smartphones has started to emerge in the early 20s. But with the launch of iPhone in 2007, and also later Google Android was launched in 2008, and we realized that mobile could be the future. So, especially under the circumstance of China, there's a cheap cost of mobile data, and also the availability of budget smartphones from China, brands like Xiaomi and also Huawei, which you might already know. This is really accelerated the pervasive mobile adoptions. If you look at the bottom pictures, you can see the penetrations of internet users and also the mobile internet users as well compared to America versus China. If we go to the next page, Tiago, please. Yes, thank you very much. As I said in the beginning, there's over 1 billion people in China will be paying with their phones at a point of sale this year. This can be a physical stores or restaurants as well as online shops. The number equals a penetration rate of more than 32%, the highest over the world. So in a country where a lot of small sort of enterprise cater to the customers, the user of credit cards has never really been widely adapted in China. So under these circumstances, there is creating a very much leapfrog effect where business move directly from the cash to the payment apps. So WeChat Pay is one of the major forces make China a cashless country. We own at least 50% of the mobile payment market shares. And to be honest, I've been living in the UK for a while, it's almost 20 years. And when I go back to China, and I was really overwhelmed, none of my families or friends use cash anymore. And it's all thanks to WeChat Pay. And you can do, like I said, you can do transfer the money to your friends, family, and pay in the restaurants, book your doctor appointments, and so on. So I'm going to dive into give you more sort of insights of it. Let's go back. Thank you very much. Yes, so WeChat Pay, yeah, it is very clear that WeChat Pay is a part of WeChat ecosystems, which my colleague has mentioned before. And up to now, you might ask, what is WeChat Pay? Why do you need it? So now let's dig into it. It was WeChat Pay. It was rolled out as a service to facilitate personal funds in the form of red envelope or red packets. This is quite well known. Around the Chinese New Year times in 2004, it is very common in China to give cash on the New Year as a lucky money, particularly between parents, children, and other family members. So WeChat Pay proposed this digitalizing this exchange, which gave the person-to-person social media networks with clearly synergistic. So the popularity of red envelope exchange seeded many of the customers' WeChat Pay accounts with illegal funds. So by the 2014, it was 16 million packets were sent, and the year after was over 1 billion packet was sent. By 2017, there was totally 46 billion red packet was sent. So by now in 2021, as WeChat Pay, we have reached over 900 million WeChat Pay monthly active users. And you can see from these screenshots, right, there is money options within WeChat Pay wallet. You can pay for your utility bills, like say top up your mobile phone and also the electricity, and also shopping for foreign goods, book a taxi, wealthy management, and you can even donate to the charities. It's really convenient for every single Chinese. If we go to the next page, thank you very much. So for business, you might wondering, so how WeChat Pay can really benefit you? What's the difference between WeChat Pay and also other payment method? So if you look at the traditional payment method, after transaction normally means is the end or finish of the customer and merchant service. So there is lack of connection between the customers and also merchants. So we see that as WeChat Pay, we see that as the opportunity. We take transactions as a start of new opportunity. We work to drive recurring sales for the business by connecting the customer and also the business through our transactions by building the one-stop consumer management through our WeChat ecosystems. For example, WeChat mini programs my colleague mentioned, and also WeChat official account. If you look at the right bottom, so for the brand, if you want to sort of increase your brand awareness, you can use WeChat moment advertising. And also, if you want to create the customer's loyalty, you can use digitalized membership, WeChat membership card. And also to stimulate your business, you can use WeChat digital coupons or vouchers, which is both sponsored by WeChat or could be sponsored by you as well. And for the official account, for you to sort of like to cultivate your content and sort of engage with your consumer. So we do provide those functionality for you to continue after the transactions. Yes, please. So in the EMEA, so our business model is to work with certificate licensed payment service provider, like a traditional banks or local financial institutions, to enable WeChat Pay. In this case, as merchant, if you want to install WeChat Pay, you can apply through our certified payment partners. For overseas business like you can set up WeChat Pay with the banks that or institutions that in Portugal or within the Europe, for example, BBVA, Ardian, or WorldPay. So this service will allow your customers to pay RMB, the Chinese currency, use WeChat Pay, and also you are settled by the local currencies, whether you euro or if you settle, other local currencies. For example, Denmark, they have their own currencies. Those are the convenience. Without you register business in China, you can actually accept the Chinese currencies. So those are the business models we're doing in EMEA. If we go to the next page, please, Diego.
Go ahead, Queen.
Right. Thank you. I just see the screen right now. So our missions in EMEA is really to how to help your business to do the traffic conversion and also optimize your customers' experience and driving the recurring sales. If you look at your business, you often always have these, language barriers. Because for myself, when I go to Italy, the majority of the Italian, you always on the Italians, I won't understand it. It's really hard for me to buy train tickets or shopping in a sense. So really, within WeChat Pay, we can overcome these sort of language barriers, and also with our functionalities, it will help you to engage with the Chinese consumer better. With the offers that the coupons that we offer, you can stimulate your sales. This is really our missions within Europe, to serve the Chinese consumer how they want it. If we go to the next page, please, Diego.
Okay, it's on.
Is it on? So on my screen, there's still the previous page. I don't know how everyone sees the screen.
It's WeChat Pay global coverage.
Yeah, that's the one. On my screen, there's still the previous page, but it's all right if everyone else see the current screen. So at the moment, globally, we cover 64 countries globally and 25 currencies. In Europe itself, we have a 300,000 plus of merchants. This is the current coverages. Clearly that we cover Portugal as well. If we go to the next page, please.
Mm-hmm.
My screen. All right. Thank you very much. For the solutions that we have 6 different payment options for you at this stage, for both online and offline. The payment functionality is built mainly for 2 scenarios. So one is to scanning your customers, another one reverse customer to scanning you. It's really based on your the facilities that you have. For example, if you have a POS machine and with a scanner, we can do the ECR integration for you to scan the consumer's QR code. Reverse-wise, if you like a small business, let's say, for example, a small transaction, small business for the corner shops, consumer can scan your QR code as well. So it's really sort of tailor-made to your business, really what you want it in both ways. If we go to the next page, please. Thank you very much. So for these sections, we'll give you more insights over what is really the benefits with WeChat marketing capabilities. If you look at the screen, to be honest, these slides I just like is something extra to give you sort of like overviews of why WeChat is so popular and what is the current statistics with WeChat. Because we often see WeChat is a lifestyle product. As of today, WeChat is the main communication channels in China, whether it's privately or professionally. According to our last data, 34% of the mobile internet traffic in China goes through WeChat. 45 billion of messages sent on WeChat every day. And if you look into it a bit deeper, 50% of the users use WeChat for at least 90 minutes per day. This is actually quite modest. Average is way more than 90 minutes. There is actually over 1.1 billion payment transactions on WeChat mini programs as well, especially during the pandemics. All the the brick and mortar stores is closed. WeChat mini programs has been really high demanded. The sales has been like 200% year to year up against last year. So this is really suggests to you how much our users love our product and service and stay within our platforms. As I mentioned before, we have, as a WeChat Pay ourselves, we do have a 900 million monthly active users. It's really thanks to our various of scenarios where customers can enjoy a smooth shopping experience. We also have more than 300 million DAUs on mini programs, and also more than 100 million official accounts. All the numbers are still growing. May we go to the next page? Thank you very much. For brand awareness and also for the consumer to follow your brands, we have a variety of functionalities that to provide for you based on your business needs. As I mentioned before, there is a WeChat moment advertising that equal to Facebook or Instagram's news feeder, and also official accounts. That is more sort of like a traditional news feeder, and also mini program as a service provider. So those are the functionalities of you to reach to your consumers. If you look on the next page as WeChat marketing capabilities, so mainly there's 3 parts. So before arrive, in-store, and also after payment. So before arrive, we do have WeChat moment advertising and also WeChat's own official mini programs for you to display your store within our WeChat overseas gift park to bring your brand awareness and also to offer the Chinese audience with whatever that you want to sort of provide them to attract them to your store. We provide such a platform for you as a brand sort of exposure or in-store activities. Well, in-store, we do provide such a WeChat Pay sponsored coupons or better exchange rate to stimulate the sales. And after the payments, we have the functionalities to how to maintain those WeChat Pay users. For example, if you have a WeChat official account or if you have WeChat mini programs, we can insert your WeChat mini programs or official account into that receipt. So consumer, after purchase your goods, they can one click go straight to your official account to become your members or subscribers, or go to your mini programs, whatever that you offer online at the time of the period. So that to sort of keep the consumer within your closed loop. So those are the marketing capabilities that we offer. This is some examples for in-store visibilities references. Some in-store and some of in the retail and in the airport, the different business industries. At last, this is the WeChat case studies that we did. So in globally, WeChat payments mechanism is already connected almost nearly 200 airports internationally, where it offers service including code scanning payments and also mini program tour guides. So in these case studies, I would like to demonstrate to you one of our smart airport solutions that we did with Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. So the number of the Chinese passengers at Schiphol Airport in 2008 was over 500,000. The key aims for this collaboration is to offer Schiphol Airport's Chinese guests all the advantage of using WeChat service at their airport to provide a Chinese passenger with a seamless travel experience and also tailor-made shopping experience through its many programs. If we look at the next page, those are the one before Tiago. Thank you. Right. So these are the main sort of functionalities that we collaborate with Singapore Airport for the Chinese passenger to access a package of service specifically aimed at what the Singapore Airport want to aim at. For example, so the passenger can go on the mini programs to browse through the range of virtually all the retail outlets at the Singapore Airport. Using the mini programs and place the order, payment will take place through the Wechat Pay without the hassle of browsing or queue to pay at the airport. On top of that, passenger also can find a specific information, flight informations about their trips, such as, like I mentioned, the flight informations and the benefits from 24/7 customer service as well. So next will be a video, a short video for you to look what's this customer journey look like.
Right.
Thank you very much. What a customer journey, a big smile on the customer's face. I can imagine it if you travel to China and you see Portuguese or English everywhere, and also buy with your favorite currencies, euros, you will have such a big smile on your face as well. So today's presentation is really about how to leverage the Wechat or Wechat Pays, the ecosystems to optimize your customer journey. And as I mentioned, 2020 until now has been really challenging year. So, but from Wechat, we have seen every industry is willing to look for new ideas, new way of business approach, and also explore the new opportunities to optimize their customer journey and generate more sort of sustainable revenues. I think this is what really about this session is about. And I hope this session can be informative as well as inspiring. And if there is any little takeaways from this session, I'll be very much honored. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you so much, Queen, for this interesting presentation and for providing us with all your explanations and insights about all the capabilities of Wechat Pay and how tourism stakeholders especially may consider setting it up in their businesses and making the overall consumer experience smoother for Chinese tourists, as you mentioned. And again, the Schiphol Airport's example was very good, and thank you also for including it on your presentation. So thank you, Queen, thank you again. So now I would like to introduce Hong Jinyan, Jovian Hong, who is the product director of Wechat Tax Refunds, which is part of Wechat Pay Business Cluster. Dear Jovian, thank you also very much for participating in this webinar, and please kindly share your screen with us, and you may begin your presentation at your will. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Diego. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Just now you have learned a lot about how WeChat ecosystem can create opportunities and leverage online business became more advanced, especially during the COVID-19. And we believe in the power of human science and firmly believe that the COVID-19 will eventually fade. So when the offline business recovers, are you ready for the new opportunities? The retail all over the world is going to digital, and now tax refund shopping is too. This is a new tool for offline business. Some retail partners are no stranger to it. WeChat Pay has cooperated with more than 20 tax refund agencies around the world, including the familiar Global Blue, Planet, GTF, and so on. We always say that making experience your business, but how? For offline business, particularly, some new brands need to reach Chinese tourists by a face-to-face experience first. So the first contact from a new brand to a must-buy brand can be implanted into the minds of shoppers, and the recurring sales can happen. So speaking of tax refund or tax-free, let's first see the difference between tax-free and duty-free, because many people are easy to confuse these two concepts. As you can see from these slides, the key is the tax here refers to different kinds of taxes. There are also differences between the beneficial groups and the designated stores. Some duty-free shops in the land side of international airports can continue to refund taxes. So next, let's see what the new tool can bring to the retailers. Tax refund can be understood as the local government contribution to promote the conception of international travelers, to help merchants do marketing and giving shoppers a super discount. Those stores which put tax-free or even 100% VAT refund in front of the store can successfully drive shoppers into the store and establish the first connection between the shopping guide and the traveler. Some smarter business owners package their marketing funds as a new type of extra tax refund, in which a certain percentage of the shopping incentive money is rebated to shoppers on the basis of the government tax refund. So in terms of failing brought by the numbers, because of the difference in the denominator, the extra tax refund magnifies the proportion of marketing funds, which is more eye-catching. It is not easy to drive the shoppers to choose your store among thousands of options. How to stimulate the maximum purchasing power? Early refund service may help you. Different from the traditional late refund, users don't need to wait for confirmation of exiting the country before they can get a tax refund. They can get refund money immediately when they still stand in the store. And the windfall temporarily increase the purchasing power. They may have the impulse to buy a little more. It's a sort of like a credit card company often temporarily increase your quota. And all right, all of the above is based on the skill part brought by this new tool. But we believe that at the end of the day, the success of business depends on some basic principles, such as creating values for users and finding problems on the front line. I think all of you here are experts immersed in retail and service world, I'd like to share some of the service observed with the tax refund as a starting point. In Japan, some department stores using the tax refund area as a VIP lounge provide the more than tax refund service, which is precisely the unique advantage of the offline retailing. And in UAE and Paris and more Asian countries, we found more and more merchants and shopping malls are making use of the idle corners and setting up kiosks to let the user to complete the pre-check of tax refund forms by themselves, which greatly saved the time spent on tax refund part at the departure airport. And in the future, these kiosks can also provide many other services. And WeChat mini program, as a super transaction conversion tool, is not just for merchants, but also for tax refund agencies. WeChat Pay provides component services such as tax money distribution, OCR identification, which enable mini program developers to core without jumping out of their own mini program. We can see that many tax refund partners are already using these component services. Of course, independent retailers who handle their own tax refund business, such as Galeries Lafayette, can also use it. In fact, tax refund as a means of national authority to encourage international travelers to spend sometimes doesn't rigidly adhere to the retailing. We can see that in South Korea, the government has adopted this to inspire industry development. For example, the accommodation fees of luxury hotels and the medical and cosmetics treatment fees can be refunded by individuals, just like a tax refund for shopping. And as the business world continues to undergo profound changes, we believe that WeChat Pay and all business here always in a status of process, not a status of completion. For example, during the epidemic, we saw French tax refund partners trying to provide tax refund for pure online e-commerce transactions. And maybe at this moment, a lot of business innovation is brewing. I look forward to discussing new insights with you next time. And I also hope that WeChat Pay's new tool can help you. Thank you and have a good day. And I will give it back to Tiago.
Thank you so much, dear Jovian. Quite interesting. And thank you so much for sharing your insights and your knowledge about Tencent's tax refund program. And how companies may benefit from the integration of this feature and within, again, the whole Tencent ecosystem that was presented here today. So thank you all for your valuable insights. I would also like now to share my screen for my own presentation, which I will make very brief because we are already beyond schedule. So further to today's interventions, it is clear, I think it's clear for everyone that the progressive digitalization of business in the tourism industry should be an important element to take into consideration. And for source markets such as China, it is of critical importance to reach more and reach better the travelers and the consumers. And to emphasize this idea, I would like to share a short presentation where I'll address some of the statistics that show the number of Chinese outbound tourism to Europe, and also on a traveler perspective, to share some of the common functionalities that are relevant within WeChat app for the tourism industries, and also how Visit Portugal is already using them also. So courtesy of the European Travel Commission, we have access to the numbers of Chinese visitors to Schengen destinations and also to the UK between 2017 and 2019. and the length of stay of Chinese guests while in these multiple countries. So Chinese tourists, up until the pandemic, would travel mostly in large groups and also targeting multiple countries on their travels to Europe. Some studies reveal that post-pandemic, there may be likely some changes to the demand profile, notably more free independent travelers, more family groups, and smaller tailor-made groups. It is still too early to say what will be the Chinese consumers' behavior. However, whether for group inclusive tours or FITs, on the global demand, digitalization will always be a valued asset for each type of traveler. So on the left-hand side database, you can see the number of Chinese guests' arrival to Schengen destinations and to the UK. Portugal has been improving steadily at a slightly larger pace than most European destinations in percentual growth. And Chinese tourists will ultimately choose products combining Portugal and Spain, which we call, or which usually the travel trade partners call Xipu Liu Chanpin. So Portugal and Spain combined products. And our destinations will always be engaged in a co-opetition position, meaning that it will always be a competitive cooperation. So both of us have a lot to gain working together and positioning ourselves as well on this path. And I would say length of stay will be, for most European countries, the main target, and this can be inferred after looking also to the right-hand side database, with some exceptions such as France, Netherlands, UK, Greece, and Spain. On most countries, Chinese tourists still tend to stay less than 2 days, than 48 hours overall on each country. So this will continuously be a target for all destinations to be increasing length of stay, and for Portugal, it's not different either. So also considering these differences in the seasonality of demand. So thus, if we do not increase the number of Chinese guests to our country considerably, we need to create the basis for them to feel encouraged to stay longer, to see and experience more. And the availability of digital tools is a good unit measure for this, together with many others, naturally. So as an MTO, one of our concerns is to create a digital footprint within our communication. So it's quite important as a National Tourism Board because we are competing also on WeChat with other major markets, Asian, American, and also intra-European, through our own official WeChat social media accounts. But this awareness competition doesn't happen only on a national tourism level. For DMOs, for regional associations, for cities, this has been increasing more and more, and at a time where it will be feasible again for outbound travel to resume, this channel will be more and more important than ever. And cities such as, for example, Edinburgh, Berlin, Paris, Madrid, that are featured here, already understand this importance. And when the traveling is feasible again, this will increase dramatically. And this is one of the sources where consumers, travelers, potential travelers will get their information from. The same applies to hotels, the same applies to airports and others. So Visit Portugal also has an official WeChat account for, I think, more than 7 years. And we actively post content on our WeChat official account. And here you can see 3 different posts that we've made over the last 3 weeks. We also regularly create user-generated campaigns, such as this one, the Sketch Tour Reload Portugal, where we try to engage our followers into participating in these campaigns, so that they are more engaged with our destination, and especially at a time where traveling is not possible, we need to keep an active interest on their side. And with this specific one, which was inspired in a massive global campaign that Visit Portugal launched a couple of months ago, we were able to reach our record in the WeChat National Tourism Board's ranking. So it is also quite important that we keep also being creative and keeping the interest alive. We also regularly produce H5 games. In this case, you can see an H5 game called Listen to My Voice, Dear Portugal. So this was a game that was based on a software of voice recognition. So basically, we invited our followers and anyone who was interested in Portugal in recording a phrase saying "Wechat putaya." Eu quero ir a Portugal, I want to go to Portugal, and the voice recognition software would automatically show up the type of voice that was attributed to this follower, and in the end it will be a possibility for this specific follower to gain merchandising about Portugal. And this was a massive success, a campaign we did last year, which was quite interesting and quite innovative as well. And we constantly try to be creative also on this side, and Wechat is a valuable tool precisely for this type of activities. Again, cooperation with KOLs also extraordinarily important for companies and also for national tourist boards and DMOs. If you want to position yourselves or to position the brand in a certain segment, it is important also in China, whether it is a key opinion leader or a key traveler influencer, that you can also recur to this to a cooperation with a KOL. The translation function was mentioned during the previous interventions. So basically, a traveler, a Chinese traveler that reaches Portugal and sees a specific a document or a notice, etc., through Wechat, they can scan through their mobile devices a specific text, and automatically the translation will appear. Wechat Moments also was featured during our presentations. Some Portuguese companies, even during the pandemic, were always active in promoting their products to keep an interest alive. And Wechat Moments is an extraordinarily important window of marketing of a brand, of products. And it's quite important that whether for the government side or for the private sector, that you also spend time in engaging through Wechat Moments, as they can be a valuable resource tool, especially when consumers go back and they see a track record of a specific company or a specific product or a hotel or a tour guide, whatever. It is quite important that a track record can be seen and that this company has been active even during a time where business was not as possible as before. So Wechat channels also featured. This is a video sharing platform that some NTOs have already taken the step to start using. We are waiting for our for the migration of our Wechat official account to a specific government designation in order to be able to have it already. We have all the materials ready as well. And this video sharing platform is also a premium communications channel to reach consumers with the multiple functionalities that were presented already by the previous speakers. Virtual business cards are also a new trend. So the tradition of exchanging physical business cards is being lost, especially on the younger generations. And again, this is also quite a common usage of digital tools that is provided as well by Wechat. For QR codes of menus, this is also a relatively new feature. So when people will go to a restaurant, they are able to scan the QR code on a table, and automatically this will show to the user on their mobile phones all the menu, in this case translated into Mandarin, and you can choose, you can browse through the menu, through the digital menu. You can see all the information about the dish, even if you want to include the history beyond the dish or the tradition beyond the dish, you can include. So this is also a feature that has been more and more commonly used in China, and we can be having a meal together and everyone is checking the menu on their mobile phones. Everyone can be choosing a specific dish at the same time, and you see in real time the dishes that person A or person B are choosing, or the drinks or the desserts or whatever. So this is also a very important feature that, for example, hotels can consider, restaurants can consider, and among others. So for the money transfer, I won't go through this because it's already been widely mentioned, and the Hongbaos as well. So before we finish, we would like to make three final remarks. First of all, to thank all the participants, to thank all the stakeholders. We really, really hope that you could get an overview of Tencent's digital ecosystem through this webinar, and especially how it can be applied in your businesses, how you can gain value through taking the steps of the things that we've shown you today. Our goal should be common. Again, we work together as government, as private sector. Our goal is common, is to position Portugal as a Chinese ready destination, like Luis mentioned in the beginning of his keynote speech. And more and more, the digital side, the digital component of business should be a priority for all of us. So before we finish, I would also request you, if you have the time, to help us to assess the overall satisfaction of this webinar by launching a quick survey, which will help us to improve future similar activities. It's only 3 questions, which shouldn't take more than 30 seconds to answer. And you may find the link of this survey on the chat box, and your feedback will really be precious for us to improve. Finally, on my personal notes, big thanks to each of the speakers today, to Luis, to Elsa, to Heather, to Jovian, to Quina. Really, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, for sharing your presentations. Also to Nest's Center of Tourism Innovation, in particularly to Walter, who has been a precious asset to this project since the very beginning. Thank you so much, Walter, as well. And last but not least, to my 2 wonderful colleagues here in Shanghai, to Jolin Jia and Angelina Fu, who did an amazing job also in preparing this webinar, and with whom I wouldn't be able to present it today. You have also our Wechat contacts here if you want to add our Wechat. I was going through the list of participants, and most of you we communicate on a regular basis. So for those who do not have, you are welcome to add our team's contact and to engage in contact at any time. So last, and to thank all of you for attending this webinar. I really hope it was interesting, and on behalf of Visit Portugal, thank you so much for being here today with us. Thank you.